107.5 WGCI, the Shine's #1 for hip hop and R&B. You know what it is, baby. The morning show with the Destin legend Leon Rogers, the beautiful Kendra G, the shortest damn man in Chicago, Kyle, and none other than Chicago's own from the South Side, representing the worldwide.
Star dancing hoe.
You know what it is, man. Chance the Rap Band.
Wait, hold up. That is not his name. His name is Chance Husband, the rapper.
Oh God,
This is Chance Husband. This is our first time having you in the studio since you've been married.
Yeah.
You married. You got the ring.
I don't know if they could hear the diamonds dancing over the microphone, but they're doing a cha-cha of some
Yeah,
sort.
that's hilarious,
Yeah.
man.
But can we start off with that because you are a husband now? Like, how does that feel?
It feels amazing, yo. It's crazy because I feel like there's so many people that was coming up to me in the months leading to it. They're like, you ready for the big day? You ready for the marriage? Just know your marriage doesn't end with your wedding. It starts on that day. It's going to get so much harder. You're not going to be able to handle it. And I'm like, yo, it's stressing me out. And it's 100% the opposite.
How long has it been now?
We got married in December.
Okay.
So we had our ceremony in
Keep
March.
a lot of secrets.
Yeah, so I've been married since December, and we had our ceremony in March, but it's been literally so much easier, so much more simple. Just like for anybody out there that got a kid with a significant other and they thinking about it, they don't know, they've been together, like, I promise you it's so much easier, yo.
Bro, you still did it the black way.
Definitely still kept it black, but it's,
you
you know what I'm
got
saying?
to.
But we got it.
Your first child got to be your ring bearer.
Yeah,
What's your-
exactly. She
Right.
was a flower girl.
That's how Leon did it. That's how I did it.
That's
how
every
you
kid.
did it.
In my mind, that's every kid's dream. That's what they want. Like, I'm granting her wishes, you know?
But you have another baby on the way.
Yes, I
She's
got
pregnant
number
with
two.
Number two
Yes,
with a girl.
a little girl, and I'm so excited, man. Kinsley is getting like, she's like fully conversational.
Oh, I see
and,
your
like,
Insta stories.
She's trying to. I think she wants to be a comedian when she grows up. So she's just
choice.
been like practicing jokes, just
Good
doing
choice.
weird stuff. So I'm excited to see how the next girl
Two
does.
girls?
2 girls.
What's the due date
You gonna
for
join the 3-girl club?
I hope not.
I was going to say, well, real quick, do you have a name for baby number 2 yet?
If I said it on the radio, my wife will lock me
Kill
out.
me.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm
Okay,
I'm
okay.
trying to get back
How
in the
about a
house.
due date?
A due date. Right now, I think the due date is the last week of August. I start tour. Oh wait, what am I doing? I can't say that. But yeah, it's last week of August,
Oh, so
possibly first week of
That was
September.
a
so-
honeymoon baby.
It was a right before a honeymoon baby. It was like, you sure you want to do this?
Do you want a boy though? So will you try for a boy? You think
Yeah, I
eventually?
definitely want. I mean, me and Taylor
Yep.
grew up. It was just us two. So like,
Yep.
I came from a house with a lot of male energy, and I feel like.
Welcome to the 3-girl club.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
trying
what's
to do it.
going
Don't put that on me,
She
That's
might
Leon.
have the
bro.
Kobe curse. She might have the Kobe curse. All girls.
I'm cool with getting 3 girls as long as I can get 2 other boys. Like, that's cool with
You're
me.
going to keep trying and trying. Trust me, I
We
know,
will.
brother.
I'm not going to give up, though. I'm going to keep going. I'm only
You got money. I
26.
stopped
He
after
got
a while. I'm
7
like, hey,
girls. He
hold
won't
on.
stop.
I will adopt a child. I will do whatever it takes.
Yeah, no doubt. Well,
Hey, man.
congratulations on all of that.
Thank you,
shit.
man.
So I want to talk to you, bro. You know, with all the stuff that's going on in the city, and
Yeah.
sometimes I really feel like our city gets a bad rap. Like I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of stuff goes on in a lot of city, but they put the spotlight on Chicago. With that being said, when you look at it from your lens, where you're at as a person who moves around a lot, and you know you can see all sides of Chicago. You one of
Yeah.
the dudes that could go downtown. You can go out west, out south, or whatever. And your perception, what is the issue, and how can we get to the root of it?
I think it's a lot of different issues on a lot of different levels. And I talk a lot about education, about lack of jobs. But I think like what's something that we do have to talk about soon is just, one, the cultural impact. So, you know, the kind of music that we allow and entertainment that we allow out of the city and about the city to thrive and be successful is usually stuff that perpetuates violence or perpetuates the idea that Chicago is a city built on violence or people violence, because we know it is built on police violence,
Absolutely.
but within our own people. And then 2, just on a really real level, there's certain people that have had issues for a long time in the city, a lot of them that grew up, and they have entire teams of people, young people, that are killing each other over people that died years ago. And I'm not saying that to take any of the, to devalue what losses were like years ago. But it is certain people in the city that are prominent that really all they would have to do to create a safe summer is come together and
Say
decide
stop.
that that shit's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, well said.
And I know that they're listening and they know who I'm talking about. But real talk, like, it's not cool. And there's more and more songs coming out about the same niggas that's been into it for a long time.
Right.
And it's only perpetuating the violence and perpetuating people wanting to be BD or GD. But you could be all that and not have to feel like you always have somebody trying to kill you or you always looking for somebody.
When
know?
you speak to these guys and you say what you're saying to us right now, what is the reception?
People, when I talk to them about it, it's funny because it's like the conversation broadens. Then it's like, oh yeah, Chance, I want to get on some social work stuff with you. Oh yeah, I want to come talk to the kids. But it's like, no, it's like very much in your hands. You could literally change all this stuff. And I think, man, it's to a certain extent, it's out of my hands. But I continue to whenever I see them talk about this.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're kind of like the conduit. You have a foot in both worlds. You know people from both sides. My thing is, when I've always said this, and I don't know if you agree, like, I kind of wouldn't even trip if it was about money.
Right.
Like, y'all doing it, ain't
Right.
nobody getting no bread from it, ain't no block getting taken over or nothing. It's just that you said this, did you smoke my man in the blunt,
Exactly.
and now I'm mad. And then this dude that's
Exactly.
coming in don't even know the dude that you're
Right.
talking about that got killed. Like you said, it's 5-6 years ago. He was 13.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He has no idea. So I just feel like you one of the guys that got a foot in both lanes. I like the fact that you do go talk to the ones that are not coming over to the other side.
I got one more idea that I'm going to just say on the subject, and then we can go to the next question. I've been noticing, and a lot of my album is kind of based in this, 2 eras of my life that I can remember, and I could just be romanticizing it, but when I remember Less Points and Violence, when footworking was going crazy,
True.
and a few years ago when bopping was going crazy.
True.
When people are dancing, especially out west, like
That look,
out west
yep.
is getting so crazy now. And it used to be a place where I remember from my childhood where they was always about getting money, and now South was crazy. But it's like, I think what we need to bring back to the city is these dance movements. Like
The final phase is
the
the
final
youth by you.
literally,
all that.
like
Yeah.
exactly when the Pope was teaching kids how to footwork at
Shout out to
having
the Pope.
workshops. Shout out to
Yeah.
the Pope. Like it's a different feeling, and everybody can feel like they can make it on something that's not just rapping about whose homie you smoked
Kind
in
of
a
like
blunt.
the whole
You know what I'm saying?
kind of like the whole crumping thing in L.A.
Exactly.
They took crumping and made that where like they battling each other, they remembering they.
And that's
they
the thing.
homies.
It's not lame. Like it's
Nah.
not lame at all. It's actually super
Dope.
fun if
And
you remember that.
I'll take it back further than that. I mean, that's just basically the whole concept with breakdancing and hip hop.
Yeah.
That too.
You
But
know?
really what we're talking
Yeah.
about is options of other things to do. And I
Exactly.
think that's what kind of what it comes to. I always thought you were a special like person, Chance. And now I understand now after meeting your parents. You know, you have 2 wonderful parents who I think from the beginning of time of your upbringing that kind of set you up to be the person that you are. And I think that's very important too, that these kids need to know that there's more things to reach for in life. Like your father, Mr. Bennett, man, he be like, we can run the world. Kendra, what you want to do? You want to be the president? Okay, let's figure out how you're going to be the president by Friday.
Right.
Like,
He's definitely gassing
that's
you.
literally
He gasses us all though. I love it, yo.
Yeah, I love
That's how
it.
you take
You
off.
need that.
You need it, definitely.
No
He put
wonder
the cables
Chance
on you.
and Chance and Taylor are the biggest at what they do when you got Mr. Bennett talking to you every day.
Right.
You
That's
said
funny.
president by Friday. Okay, look, I'll call you in an hour. Just, you get your outfit together because you're going to be the president. So I
Right.
love that. But let's talk about the music. You're paying, we have groceries and you're also
Yeah.
paying for groceries.
Yes.
So explain that.
So, like I was just saying, so I want to real quick shout out Dallas, Texas. Everybody knows my wife is from Houston, but I got a few people that I've been getting closer with in Dallas, and they got this really cool movement out there of just like a whole dance scene that's taken over, and their whole music scene is reflecting it, and the whole world is really reflecting it. I know y'all seen the Whoa, like the little Michelle Obama did that joint. My homie 10K Cash, he's 18. He's from Dallas, Texas. I had him in Chicago this last weekend. He went to the open mic and everything. But this kid is like, he's literally traveling the world off this
Doing this
dance
dance,
movement, and
yeah.
everybody in Dallas is doing it. And a lot of my album, not so just specifically that kind of dancing, but it's a wide spectrum of like music and different genres that made me want to dance throughout my life. I don't know if y'all know this, but I used to listen to a lot of very white music when I was growing up. I liked a lot of
White.
white rock.
Don't feel bad, man.
White rock and
I was
roll.
Nirvana,
Yeah.
7 Doors Down, all that.
It's so many different styles of music that you could dance
White
to.
Stripes, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was one of them
Really
guys.
taking it
Yeah.
white. There's 2 H's in front of that
That's
W.
what
White. It's so many different styles of dance music. And when I got married, shout out to DJ Ferris. He DJ'd my wedding and put together with my family and with my wife's family the greatest playlist of all these different styles and genres of love, music, turned up dancing, old white stuff, like all different types of music. And it was literally, I'm a lifelong dancer. I don't know if y'all know this, but I've been dancing really good my whole life.
Right.
I had my best dancing ever this night. And it was just something at my wedding reception that I want to share with the world. I think a lot of people maybe just haven't experienced that yet. And so that's like, all in all, that's what it was. Groceries is just is I think one of like the most summery songs on the album. I couldn't give it all away because we still got to wait till July.
Yes, because your Twitter says Chance album out in July.
Yeah, my debut album is out in July.
That's a good
What do you
month.
mean your
Yeah.
debut
That's a
album?
good
That's
month.
what I wanted to ask
Let's
you
talk about it.
Because you say debut album.
Yes.
Everything you've done at this point has been free
Magic.
mixtapes,
Yep.
Free
which is
mixtapes.
amazing. You're a pioneer just off that in general. Nobody has achieved
You
the amount
changed
of
the streaming
success, right?
Changed it, yeah.
Nobody's had the
It's
amount of
crazy.
success that you've had with never selling a song.
Yeah.
So now with this being a debut album, so now this is going to be for sale.
I don't know. I would say bet on it being sold because right now I'm thinking, yeah, let's sell it. Like, because, like,
I gave y'all enough free
I done
ish.
did a lot for y'all niggas. Like, y'all. Nah,
I got another baby on the way, Dad.
and you never paid. Not once. I've been thinking about selling it, and when I was making Coloring Book, my dad came to my house. I was living in a different apartment, and I didn't have Kinsley yet. Or I'm tripping. I did have Kinsley, but I wasn't with my wife. That doesn't matter. Anyways, my dad came and met with me. He was like, "Look, son, I know you think it's important." I don't even want to do his voice. I'm gonna run out of breath trying to do that stuff. But he was just talking to me about how he thought that I should sell my last project, Coloring Book, because at the time there was this rule that the Grammys wouldn't rate any albums able to be deemed Grammy worthy unless they were sold, unless they had like a barcode with them. And I knew that going into it. That's why Ass Rap couldn't get nominated. But I was like really wanting to push through something at the time. So I put a lot of energy into making sure that it was as free, but also as loud and as accessible as possible. This project, I feel like I'm in it already.
Yeah,
like
you earned it.
I'm already there.
Yeah.
Like
Earned
I kind of want to have a CD that's in stores.
So
Yeah.
what does that mean for your record label situation? Because if you're selling it, that means you have a record label attached. And prior to this, you haven't.
Yeah. So, well, technically, you don't need a recording label to put out an album.
Okay.
What you do is you record an album, and if you have a recording deal, the label will pay for the recording. Then, a lot of times in those recording deals, you'll have a distro deal packaged in. So then they do the distribution for you, and you can go to, whatever stores you want to sell it at. They put it on iTunes and everything for you. I've been distributing myself for a long time. So my distribution on all my music, if you ever look at it, it'll say Chance the Rapper LLC at the bottom. So it'll be the same thing. I'll still be distributing it. I'll just like go to Target and be like, hey, do you guys want to buy this many units? Or hey,
Gotcha.
do you know?
Sell it.
Yeah.
Sell it. I think
Yeah.
it's time for you to sell it. You deserve it.
No,
If I
agree.
get more money, Chicago will get more money. I promise.
yeah.
So
There you go,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, we know how that goes.
Yeah, no
I love
question.
it.
I want to. The thing about you had brought up some one time we talked to you, man. I thought it was real interesting. I wanted to know where you at on it. I know you were working on it about the factory to create the coats and stuff, the sleeping bag.
yeah.
And how's that coming along?
So yeah, that was what birthed Social Works. That was my first big. I remember. Thank you for helping me out with that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
man,
that
bro,
was
that
like
was-
5 years ago now.
Yeah.
So my first ever like real project, I would say like on a national level where we were trying to like raise funds before Social Works was even established was we partnered up with this company in Detroit called the Empowerment Plan, and there was this lady in Detroit who had designed this coat that could be turned into a sleeping bag, and it had like warmers in it, and like it could also turn into a tote bag that you could carry stuff in it, but it was specifically for homeless and transient communities to have. And the coolest part about it was that she had made it out of materials and created a factory where she could employ homeless women to build the coats. So we raised the money, paid the people to make the coats, and then we partnered up with a bunch of different shelters in Chicago and gave out over 1,000 coats. I've been in talks for a while about bringing a factory here because we know just the winters in Chicago get so bad. It still hasn't gotten off the ground.
I'm still wearing my Canada Goose coat.
Yeah, it's
Right.
still cold.
It's
Yeah, it's still
I'm
cold.
on a hoodie right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that in Chicago.
So
But we didn't end up, we haven't gotten the factory made yet, and I'm glad you said that because, being honest, I completely forgot about it. But what had happened was Social Works actually picked up where we left off there, and we started the Warmest Winter Social Works initiative. And we've been doing a lot of, the last couple of years we did the night at the museum. So it was like a free entry to or a cheap ticket entry to the museum overnight, and there was food and games for kids and all types of stuff. We also did an event with this guy named Michael Earhart, who's an amazing dude. He set up the Tent City over by that Roosevelt Target. He does the stuff out in the Forest Preserve where he does the tent cities with the TVs and hot food. We did a huge event for him with free haircuts, job fair, entertainment, food, and warming centers this past January. But we've like kind of rolled it out. Instead of being just about the coats, it's like a season-long thing.
Yeah.
And it extends past Christmas on purpose because a lot of our minds go, in terms of donations, it kind of goes out of the window after Christmas. That's what you think about. But it gets the coldest in Chicago in January, February.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it does.
No question.
before we go, I know your album's coming out in July. Any update on the album that you have with Kanye? Will that ever still happen?
I think it will. What's going on with me and Ye is we made some really, really good songs. It's the same thing with me and Donald Glover. We made some amazing songs. And
Childish Gambino for
Childish
those of y'all that don't
Childish
know, the
Gambino,
real
if y'all
government.
not in the movies. Me and Childish and me and Ye both have, amazing songs together. I wouldn't not enough to make an album yet, and also I would say we could still do better.
Okay.
And so I think the high priority for each one of us is we all have individual projects that are, just high bandwidth things,
Right.
things that take a lot of time
Everybody has
and
their own
energy.
individual projects.
Right.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think once I'm
Kanye is
done,
actually working with Jesus right now.
right. He's fully in it, yo.
He's
Which
engaged.
I love that though.
Me
I love
too,
that.
yo.
And you're also on DJ Khaled's CD. I love Khaled CD, and I hope it has this party feel to it. I could work out to, and it brought back the fun to me in music.
It's summertime.
The
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, ready for summer. No question.
Yeah.
Kirk Franklin of hip hop, DJ Khaled.
Listen, I know he has to go, but you have to explain how people can win the free groceries.
Right.
You didn't explain that part.
So the grocery song is out right now. Chance the Rapper featuring Tisa Korean. There's also a groceries challenge online. All you got to do is upload a video of you dancing to the song Groceries on TikTok, Triller, Musical.ly, any of those, or just on Instagram. Just post a video of you dancing, and the top 10 dancers will win free groceries for a year, paid for by myself, Chance the
dope.
Rapper.
Now,
Nice.
what grocery store you
Nice.
going to do?
You could get it. Here's how I'm.
Whole Foods,
yeah.
Tracking
I
Band,
want the experience.
It is your choice.
Aldi's.
Hey, I'm giving out $6,200
Woo!
Okay.
per person to spend as they wish on groceries for the next year.
Oh,
And you
got
will
you,
get.
got you.
This is Chance the Rapper talking. I'm serious. I would like
Negroes
to
gonna go
pay
get rimmed.
for your groceries.
Supposed to
Yeah.
get groceries.
If you got a grandma that's struggling right now, all you got to do is dance right now. Hashtag groceries at Chance the Rapper, and I will pay for groceries from this summer till next summer.
Wow.
Why y'all
Make sure
still
y'all
hungry,
do it.
man? Chances me that 6,200, man. I had to get these 22s, man. Put them on the box, baby. We riding this summer.
Well, look, Chance, man, I think we're all on the same page when we say you're doing amazing things still
We
for the
appreciate
city.
you.
You're doing
Thank you,
amazing
man.
things with social work, and everything that you touch, man, is golden. And we support you. The city supports you, man. And anytime you need anything from us, just let us know.
I
And we
appreciate you
got
so much.
bro.
And let me just say, this is the realest radio show in history. For real talk, And I especially got to big up you, Kyle, because I saw you at the club the other day. We chopped it up like we always do, and you asked me if I need anything. I'm like, yo, I want to come up to the station again and link with y'all. And Leon, you know, the listeners know, 7 years in this joint. 7 years since while I've been rapping. Before that, when I was at the Leader store,
he used to be like, yo, hey, Mr. Rogers, you gonna hear about me one day I'm rapping. I'm like, your ass should be in school. Yeah. You be up at Leaders during the middle of the day.
Definitely cutting school to hang out. Yeah.
I'm like, why are you here?
No doubt.
Yes.
No
So
doubt.
good. I'm proud of all my little guys, man. You, your brother, like, you know, Mike Terra,
Yes, sir.
all the guys, man. Ohana Bam, all the guys, you know, Alex Wiley, everybody.
Shout out
man.
to Alex.
Yeah,
Shout out
man.
to Mike Terra.
Yeah.
Shout out everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for being the true radio station for our city. Like y'all play us and Kendra, thank you for on the real coming to open mic, helping out with social works in so many different ways. You really embody what it is to be involved in the city. So
I love everything you stand for. I love Essence. I love people that work with you because Chance is the face, but there's so many people behind the scenes that do so much work, and I respect that. And I want to show love to the Uber driver who brought Chance here and didn't know it was Chance the Rapper and said, "Good luck on your radio interview."
Yeah, like interview for a job though.
Good luck with
Like
the job,
I hope
bro.
you become a radio personality.
I hope you become the great radio man.
Yeah.
You push the buttons.
do good.
Push the buttons.
I
I
wish
will
you
call
luck.
you button push. There's your top. Give me 5 stars. Button push.
Chicago.
Give me 5 stars.
Chance the Rapper. We
Chance the
appreciate
Rapper.
you, man.
Love y'all, GCI.
Yes.
Stay
What it
up.
is.
Chicago, be safe. Groceries out now.